Welcome back. So in this session, we will learn about data management and data transformation in SPSS. So in the previous session, we understood how to enter data by creating a new data file in SPSS, and we also learned how to import data files from other formats like Excel, CSV to SPSS. And in this session, we will learn more about SPSS. Let's move. So in the previous session, we saw that we imported this data file from the Excel format. So once we have imported the data file to SPSS, so you need to be sure that all your data are perfect, all have been entered correctly. There are no missing values, there are no other errors or problems in your data. So for that, we need to call this data management. We have to be very sure, we have to ensure that data is perfect, right? So what we can do that there, so we have to just see all the columns here and the rows here. We can scroll, right? So if you remember, we have 200 cases here, 200 responses here. So we can see, like, just right click on any column, right? Column head, that is serial number. Suppose right click there, and you can see sort ascending and descending, right? So this is ascending. So if I'll click on sort descending, the 200 will come first, right? Similarly, you can do ascending and descending to every column, right? Suppose age, right? You want to know which is the lowest aged student you have in your data and how many, right? So click on sort ascending. 20 is the minimum age of students we have here, and what is the highest age? Maximum age 25. Similarly, we can see all this data, right? Suppose you forgot some data and you need to create some more variables here. So nothing to worry. You can create and delete few variables and insert more variables, right? Suppose here course is written. After course, you want to add a variable named as school name. All right. So for that, what you can do, just right click on graduation discipline. After you want to insert after course, right? So what you need to do, just right click on course graduation discipline and click on insert variable. So once you click insert variable, a new variable is created. The name is variable var 00001. So this is a new variable you want to create. So what is the new variable you want to create here? That is a school name. So you have to rename this variable. So what you need to do, just double click on the variable name. Double click. So it will take you to the variable view, or you can directly go to the variable view and change the name here. So as you remember, it doesn't take any illegal characters, and space is even considered as an illegal character. So you just write it carefully. School name. All right. So school name has been created here. New variable has been inserted. So what kind of variable it is? The type should be, can it be numeric? No, it cannot be numeric. School names are not in numbers, right? It can be numbers along with some alphabets, right? So it would be better if we'll select string, right? So the school name can be entered here. For example, we can write RBS, all right, XIMB, or symbiosis, XIMB, all right, XLRI, right, IMK. Like this, we can enter, right? School name. So next is, if we don't want to keep any of the variables, so what we can do, we can simply select and right click and click on clear. We don't want this school name, right? This is not relevant for our analysis. So we don't want to keep it in our data file. So click on clear. So it has been deleted. All right. So always remember, whenever you are doing something with your data, make it a habit to click this button. Whenever this button is blue, just make it gray. That means you are keeping your data saved at every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so that your data is never lost, right? And it is also advisable for researchers to keep multiple copies of their data with date in their title, so that whenever they are doing some analysis, they have their backups. If your pen drive is lost, your computer is formatted, so you can take your backup from your mail, from other hard disk, right? So that you never lose your data. That is very important for the researchers. So keep multiple copies of your data file, and always save your data file after you do some kind of manipulation or means some changes in your data, right? So whenever this disk main button is blue, just make it, turn it gray by clicking it. All right. So now, yeah, one more function is that you can change the place of the variables, right, for your convenience. So you want to, so graduation discipline is here, specialization is here, and graduation percentage is here. If you want to bring graduation percentage near graduation discipline, so what you can do, just select it, click it, and put it here. Graduation percentage has come near graduation discipline. So this is same for all the variables. You can place any variable anywhere by just clicking and dragging and placing it. Click, drag, and place it anywhere you want. That is very simple. Right? Once you see this red line between these two columns, right? This red line, you can see this red line between CAT score and MAT score, and leave it with the, right? So this way you can do. So now come to some other function in this video. Now check motivation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have asked 5 questions to the student, to these 200 students, and they responded using the 5-point Likert scale: strongly agree to strongly disagree, right? To know their motivation to do a postgraduate management course, right? They are the students of MBA, PGDM, and MHRM, and we have asked 5 questions to measure their motivation level. So they have responded in a survey form: strongly agree, strongly disagree, agree, disagree, neither agree, not disagree. These are the 5 options we gave them, and they have selected one. So this has been entered like this, right? So as these values include alphabets, so these are string values, because you can see the A here, right? See the A here. These are string values, but SPSS cannot do analysis with string values. So what we need to do, we need to convert this string values to numerics, right? How can we do that? We will do that with a function that is in the transform menu. Go to the transform menu. Okay, here come to the record into same variables and record into different variables, right? So there are 2 similar functions: record into same variables. One, when you click on record into same variables, it means you want to convert this motivation 3 into numbers, right? Strongly agree will get some number. So on a 5-point scale, strongly agree gets the number 5, agree gets the number 4, neither agree nor disagree gets the number 3, and disagree gets 2, and strongly disagree gets 1, right? So if you want to convert this particular column motivation 3, motivation 1, motivation 2, 3, 4, 5 into numbers, so you need to select record into same variable. These same variables will be converted into numbers. But if you don't want to disturb this original variable, you can create 5 other variables. Create 5 other variables with numerics, and this string value variables will be remain as it is, and you can create 5 other variables as you wish to create convert this 5 questions into numerics. So what you will do first, the record into different variables. Okay, click on record into different variables. Then what are the variables you want to convert, right? So what is your input variable? So your input variable is your motivation 1. So the new variable would be motive 1. So we want the new variable motive 1. So motivation 1 will be converted to motivation. A new variable will be created as motive 1, and motivation 1 is a string variable, but we want to convert motivation 1 variable to motive 1, which will be a numeric variable, right? Motivation 2 we can convert it to, right? Motivation 3. Okay, so motivation 3, motivation 4, then motivation 5, okay. So the first step is over, right? So we have given 5 new names, which will be 5 new variables will be created towards the end of this data file. Okay, after doing this, then click on this old and new values. What were the old values and what new values do you want in place of those old values? So the old value, just check it here. The old value was, suppose, strongly disagree. All right, strongly disagree. Exactly type the old value, strongly. So be sure that whatever value you have, the numeric, the string value you have, you type the same thing. If D is small here, it has to be small here. If S is capital here, it has to be capital here, right? So if you make some mistake, it will not convert those into the numeric value. Then what new value you want? So we know that in on a 5-point Likert scale, agreement scale, strongly disagree is always 1. Okay, then strongly agree. Strongly agree is always 5. Okay, then neither agree nor disagree. It is a neutral point. It is 3. Then disagree is 2. Agree is 4. Right. So we have assigned the numeric values to the string values, right? Strongly disagree is 1, strongly agree is 5, neither agree nor disagree is 3, disagree is 2, agree is 4. Now click continue and click OK. Then go to the data file, go towards the end. You will see exactly 5 variables has been created, right? And the numbers, the string variables has been converted into numbers. In order to check, right? Suppose motivation 5. So motivation 5, the first data is strongly agree. Yes, this is 5. Strongly agree is 5. Second is strongly agree. This is again 5. Third is disagree. Disagree is 2. Right? Fifth one is strongly disagree. Strongly disagree is 1. Right? So we are sure that the data has been correctly converted into the numerics. All right. This is about record into different variables. Suppose we want to use the other function that is recorded into same variable, select that, then click on motivation 1, which is a string variable, motivation 1, then old and new values, give the old value. All right, suppose I'll give just one old value, strongly agree, right? Strongly agree. We want this strongly agree to be 5. All right, that's only. We can add all others, but for example, I'll just show you how to convert the same variable. Okay, click continue, then click OK. All right, then go to the data file. Now see, wherever strongly agree was there, they were converted because we just wanted that, right? We just wanted that. So these were all strongly agree. So we have converted those into 5, right? So similarly, there are two options in your hand. You can record the variables into same variable, or record the variables into different variables, right? Whenever you want to convert it into numerics. Okay. Next, as we have measured the motivation of the 200 students, right, by asking 5 questions, right? And these 5 questions compose a scale, right? So in social science, we use various scales to measure various variables. Like for motivation, we have a scale. For intelligence, we have a scale. For emotional intelligence, we have a scale. For commitment, we have a scale. For responsibility, social responsibility, we have a scale. For values, we have a scale. And most popularly, we must know that personality is measured with various scales, right? So what are those scales? We ask a series of related questions to measure something. So here we have asked 5 questions to measure the motivation, but which particular question indicates motivation alone? It is not possible, right? Because when we have used a scale, it indicates we can understand the motivation of the students by taking the values in aggregate, right? So we have to find a composite score of these 5 different questions. So how to do that? It is also very simple. So go to transform, right? Click on compute variable. You can see here the first function is compute variable. Okay. So in this compute variable window, it asks for a target variable. What target variable we want, right? We want a composite score. Suppose the name of the variable we can give, right? Motivation, the full name, right? Motivation, right? It's a variable name, so it will not take space or numbers in the beginning. So motivation is a new variable we want, and this should be the sum or average of these 5 questions. So if a personality has 10 questions, so the personality has to be averaged, right? Averaged out. If another variable, suppose commitment has 6 questions, so the total commitment score, the composite score of commitment, would be the average of those 6 questions, six responses, right? So there are 2 ways. Either you can take the sum, or you can take the average of these 5 values. So both are possible, but usually taking the average is more convenient, because when you take the average, the values are within the range of these response scales, because the response scale is 5-point scale, right? Suppose we will just take the sum, so it will be like 5, then 2 7, then 9, then 9 plus 3 12, then plus 1 is 13. So the sum would be 13 here, right? So the motivation score of the first person, if you take the sum, would be 13 here, right? So I will do it first. Simply you just put the motive 1. Only the numeric values can be added, not the string values, right? So motive 3 plus motive 4 and plus motive 5, right? We are just taking the average, right? Just click OK. Then go to the data view. You will see this is the total motivation score of 200 students. So this is motivation. So if you want to know who is the highly motivated student, right? Just sort it, sort descending 21. So these 5 students are highly motivated. So who are they? They may be identified with some number, right? There may be serial number 23, 37, 121, 79, and 163. These students are highly motivated, right? To pursue management, right? And who are the least motivated students? These are these 5. So who are they? These are the numbers. These are their identification numbers or serial numbers. All right. So this is one way. Another way is you can take the average. We just took the sum. You can take the average, go to transform, compute variable. So in order to take the average, what you need to do, just put parentheses or bracket, call it, then divided by 5, because there are 5 questions. So we'll divide it, the sum, by 5, and we'll change the variable name motive n, right? Because it cannot, especially will not take 2 variables with same name, right? We have to change the name. So the new variable is motive n. Okay, so we have taken the average. So just click OK, then go to here. Then this is the average. What is the advantage of average is that the original scores of this motivation were from or are from 1 to 5. So when you take the average, the scores will be between 1 to 5, right? So this is 1.6. Maximum will not be beyond 5. Maximum is 4. Right? But in case of summation, the values go beyond 5. Right? So it is always ideal to take the average of the scales of all the items. All right. So this is the way we compute and transform the variables, right? So if we have more variables, so we will create the composite score. These are known as the composite scores of the variables. So if we have more and more variables, we can create more and more composite variables. Suppose we have a data for you, that is student, no, well-being data, well-being data. Okay, so these are the names, right? So here we have data of 500 students, 500 students. Okay, how to know, how to be sure? Just right click, start descending. 500 students are there. Okay, 500 students are there. So what are the variables we have here in this data? The name is not relevant, so we can delete that, right? Then age, their gender. Gender is always has already been coded into 1 and 0. Yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you. So in the previous data file, if you want to convert, right, male and female, how do you convert? The same way is go to transform, record into same variable, right? Record into same variable, refer your code book, right? Code book is a code book. Gender is 1 is male, 2 is female. So go to your data file, click on reset, click on gender here. The old variable is male. We want the new variable as 1. Okay. The old variable is female. We want the female, and we want the new value as 2. Okay, so male would be converted to 1, female would be converted to 2. So click continue and click OK. Now see, gender has been converted to 1 to 1 to, like this, right? So you can convert it to any numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter, right? So it is just a nominal variable. Okay, and you have to change manually. Go to gender, it is no more string, it is numeric. All right, so it's numeric now. Then age, then course. We have to convert the course into numbers, right? The same way, just refer your code book course. 1 is PGDM, 2 is MBA, 3 is MHRM. 1 PGDM, 2 MBA, 3 MHRM. So go to your data file, go to transform, go to record into same variable, right? So reset, pick course, To the variable old PGDM should be 1, MBA should be 2, MHRM should be 3. So click continue. So you will see that the course variable has been converted into numerics, and you can go to variable view and change that string to numeric manually. And that you have to do manually after you convert the string values to numeric values. Then similarly, graduation discipline. Go to the code book. The code book, you can see that science is 1, arts is 2, commerce is this, engineering is this, BCA is 5, BBA is 6, medicine is 7, right? So of our students, these are the these 7 disciplines we have. There can be, if you collect it in a diverse population, a diverse student population, you can have more graduation disciplines. So nothing to be worried. So whatever disciplines you have, you can assign some numbers and convert that into that to the numbers, strings to numbers. So you can convert this into numbers. Okay, this we have already converted. Okay, then what is there? Okay, so in this it's a new data file. This is a part of just project we carried out earlier. So this is a part of that data. So here we have age, gender, locality. Locality can be urban, rural, semi-urban. Then caste can be general, SC, ST, OBC. There are 4 categories, right? Religion. There are 4 religions, right? 4 major religions were considered. Then years of study, how many years they have studied in formal schools, right? Schools and colleges, starting from their nursery. Then annual income of the family, the CGPA in the last exam, right? And some variables like Spain. Spain stands for scale of positive and negative emotions, right? So this there are 12 questions. There are 12 questions which measures the positive and negative emotions of the students. Positive and negative emotions of the student. So how the questionnaire was for this kind of study, right? So this is a base questionnaire which we use to collect data from the students. So the first section asks some socio-demographic particulars: name, age, sex, locality, right? Caste, SC/ST, BC general, religion, Hindu, Islam, Christianity, and other. And years of study, actual years, right? Annual income, actual income in lakhs, and CGPA in the last semester or exam. Then these 12 questions measured the positive and negative emotions of the students in the second section. The third section, these 8 questions measured the flourishing of the students. Flourishing of the students. These are the indicator of well-being. How what is the well-being of the students? Flourishing is an indicator. And the fourth section measured the satisfaction with life. How satisfied the students are or were with their life, right? These 5 questions measured the satisfaction with life of the students. Then this then fifth section, this 10 questions measured the personality. The popularly known personality type, that is big 5 personality traits. So these 10 questions measured the big 5 personality traits. And finally, the sixth section measured the grit of the students. Grit of the student. Grit means what extent they are consistent and passionate for their profession or whatever thing they do. All right. So this data we have here. So there are 5 variables. First section is the social. includes all the socioeconomic, socio-demographic variables. The second one is positive and negative emotions. Third one is flourishing. Fifth one is satisfaction with life. Fourth one is satisfaction with life. Fifth one is personality, big five personality, and the sixth one is grit. So go to the data file and you'll see here the first 12 questions measures the positive and negative emotions. The second 8 questions measures flourishing, and the next 5 questions measures satisfaction with life. And TP means 10 item personality inventory. So this 10 questions measure personality, and grit. This 12 questions measures grit. So what we need to do here, we will create, because there are no composite scores, so we have to know the composite scores. We have to create composite scores for this 5 variables. So how we'll be doing it? We'll be going to transform, then click on compute variable, and so in the first 12 questions measure positive effect as well as negative effect. So what we'll write here, the first we'll write PA, positive effect. All right. So the positive effects, we'll go to check the questionnaire and which are the positive effect questions. Okay. So we will add 1 and 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 12. Right. So we will add those questions only. We'll take the average. We'll select 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, okay, plus 10 plus 11, plus 12, plus 12. Why this not sequential questions? Because when you look at the scale, not these 12 questions measure positive and negative emotions. So which are the, out of this 12, which are measuring the positive? So the first one is positive, second one is also positive, good. This is not positive, this is not positive, this is negative, right? Fifth one is positive, sixth is not positive, seventh one is positive, happy. These are not positive, right? Joyful is positive and contented is positive. So we have added those questions only. So we'll just take the average divided by 6 because we have added 6 questions, then click on OK. Then we'll see that positive effect has been created. So this is the positive effect score or the positive emotion score of the students, right? Similarly, we will find out the negative emotion score, go to transform, then compute negative affect or negative emotion. Okay, we'll remove this, put the bracket, then 2 was left, 4 was left, right? Then 6 was left, 7 was positive, 8 was there, right? Plus 9 was there, and which one? Check the questionnaire, 9, and 11. 11 is angry. So click on 11. Okay, then divided by 6. Okay, so click on this. We can check that at the end, new variable is created that is named as NA, which indicates negative effect. Similarly, we can create the composite score of each variables. Okay. One more thing is there. If you look at the questionnaire carefully, right? This personality. So you can see the star marks. What is the star mark? In social science or management science, most of the scales comes with some questions with a star mark or with mentioned they are or reversed. So what does it mean? It means the scores for this particular question has to be reversed, right? Has to be reversed. So what is the scaling point? There respond descriptors. There are 7-point scale, 7-point scale. So the respondents can, for particularly this example, extroverted or enthusiastic, extroverted and enthusiastic, the respondent can select any of these 7 options, right? So for this particular question, which is marked as star, the score has to be reversed. It means if the respondent has given 6, we have to reverse it. What would be the reverse order? Reverse order would be 2. If the respondent has given 6 for it, we have to reverse it and make it 2. If the respondent has given 7, we have to reverse it and give it 1. Right? So for this particular scale of personality TP, 10-item personality inventory, there are 5 reverse keyed questions. So what we need to do, we'll go to this data file and we will see that those questions has to be revert, has to be, suppose it is already there. So what I will do, I'll show it to you. All right. So we'll create a new variable. The name would be TP7.2R. R means reversed, right? So how to reverse? What we need to do? We want to make 5 should be 3, 6 should be 2, 2 should be 6, 4 should be, what should be 4? If you reverse it, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 should be 4. All right. And likewise. Okay, 1 should be 7. So what we need to do? We'll just go to transform and record into same variable. All right. And we'll select the variable that is 2R. Okay. Okay. Then this way we can write here 7. We can, old value is 7, new value is 1. Old value is 6, new value is 2. Old value is 5, new value is 3. Old value is 4, new value is also 4 because it's a odd numbered scale, right? New value is old value is 3, new value has to be 5. Okay. Then old value is 2, new value has to be 6. Old value is 1, new value has to be 7. Okay, we have just reversed the scoring. So we can click on continue and it will convert the, what happened? It has created a new value. No. Yes, recorded to same variable 7.2R. Converting. 7.2R. Okay, no issue. So the easiest way is go to transform, create, go to compute variable. Okay, so what we can do here is reset it. The target variable is, suppose, TP 7.2R. Okay, this is the target variable. So what we can do, this response descriptor is on a 7-point scale, right? So what we will do here, we will subtract the responses from 8, which is the next highest point. 8 minus TP2. 8 minus TP2 would be TP 7.2R. Okay, TP 7.2. 8 minus TP 7.2. Just click OK. So you can see here 5 has been converted into 3, 6, 2, 2, 6, 4, 4, 1:7. The original was that, but we have to convert reverse as we are reverse coding because the questionnaire demands it, right? This question has to be reverse coded. This question has to be reverse coded. These 3 questions has to be reverse coded. So whenever you identify any reverse coded questions in any scale, so you have to reverse code like this. All right. So once we have reverse coded, so we can compute the composite scores, and there are big 5 personality traits: extraversion, emotional stability, openness to experience, conscientiousness. All right. So ocean, right? Openness. C for conscientiousness, E for extraversion, A for agreeableness, and N for neuroticism, or the opposite is emotional stability. So we will create 5 different composite scores for this, and for grid we can create one more composite score at the end. Okay, so we will do this. I hope you learned something related to transforming, recoding, and creating composite scores, and coding and recoding the reverse keyed items. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thank you.